Welcome again to our top 20 icy winter snow themes as submitted by you, Lena, Prince, One Lich, Teddy, Claudio, Siegfried, Wispon P, all these people. Join our Discord if you want to participate every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is my choice, Whiterun from Skyrim. Goodbye, Claudio. And we're going to move on to our top 20 picks as submitted by you and organized by Lena. Thank you very much, Lena, for doing that. First up is from Metal Gear. The best is yet to come. What a fantastic way to start off. That's sort of very, like the breathy vocals, it being a solitary vocal in that higher register that evokes this sort of opera from the north, like a Nordic feel. Pretty natural instruments too that I think give it kind of like a snowy feel to it as well. Like you're not really hearing anything electronic. There's sort of no warmth, there's no bass in it. Really a fantastic choice from Metal Gear Solid.
Snake, there's something I've really got to ask you.
What?
It's why I followed you up this far.
What is it?
Have you ever loved someone?
That's what you came to ask?
No, I mean, I was wondering if even soldiers fall in love.
What are you trying to say?
I want to ask you, do you think love can bloom even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other. But if you love someone, you have to be able to protect them.
I think so too.
I have a favor to ask.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You know, I like that because it's Kojima actually talking about like people and their feelings, and not like love is actually controlled by nanomachines and was invented by the Pelagrians back in the 13th century. Those were the original patriots. They found that love could be used to control people. Let's look under this microscope. I'll teach you all about love and how bacteria is actually what people care about. Thanks a lot, Kojima. All right, next up is from Final Fantasy XIV, our first Shiva theme of the day. This is Phase 2, Oblivion. I have a feeling I should say get ready.
Hey,
not a traditional wintry theme, but I think that the high-pitched kind of wailing of her voice, the kind of noise of it, and mix of the really high guitars, and actually the low-quality version of it, giving it that watery, whooshy sound. I think it sounds kind of snowy, kind of wintry. Not really like most of the typical Shiva themes at all, but I think it works. Next up is from Mobius Final Fantasy. Another Shiva's theme. Shiva number 2. Yeah, it's interesting what Horky said about his sarcastic, the icy tones of flamenco. Yeah, normally like flamenco would be like kind of hot and spicy and caliente. I think there's something about the reverb on those castanets where it's a very short reverb, where it sounds like you're outside and you're hearing kind of the snow around, but that it's ending really quick. It's a real short decay. A lot of high register stuff. A lot of kind of single voiced instruments in the arrangement, and I don't know, maybe like a whirlwind of a blizzard, perhaps. I think it works for the winter feel. I definitely feel it. Piano definitely seems kind of chilly as well. Piano, choir, and they've kind of, those instruments help bring the flamenco elements to closer to a winter theme. Alright, that was great. That was our second Shiva theme. Next up is Ice Cavern, Final Fantasy IV. Nope. Ice Cavern from Final Fantasy IX. Those orchestra hits are so Mario. from Final Fantasy IX, but you have to play the game. You must play the game to get to that point. Pretty icy. Like I was typing, the things you can hear with your ears. You can very accurately tell how far away something is, the size of a room you're in, and it's interesting how that reverb and that echoiness sounds like you're in an icy cavern. It's very Majora's Mask-y Zelda. This is one of the most like Nintendo themes I've heard from Nobuo Uematsu's Final Fantasy. Those orchestra hits are very Zelda Mario, where it's like kind of a cheesy MIDI thing that has a lot of personality. Next up, Ape Escape, New Friesland, Snowy Mammoth. Our first bassy taste. I really like that bass sound. That bass tone to me sounds like it could be from an NES, but it's more of a modern take on it. And the voices that they use, the way it's like a real strong single melody and sometimes doubled up, sounds to me like something you could write on an NES. It's got a nice retro sound. I like the way the drums come in and almost like a break beat. Ape Escape and the PlayStation at this time was doing some really interesting things where they were kind of blending a lot of the old style of music, using the CD quality, really stretching out, and there were no rules, and it shows. It had a lot of personality, and yeah, definitely very subtle for something that could easily be very obnoxious. Next up, Final Fantasy 14 5.2, whatever the hell that means. Return to Oblivion, in brackets, Shiva. How distorted is it? Yeah, it's amazing how the Shiva themes can be so different from each other, and also how they do all evoke the same thing, and how you can just use these tones and these instruments. Always that high female singing, I guess, to represent Shiva, which makes a lot of sense for the character and for the theme of the ice. Works really well. Anyways, next up is from Final Fantasy X, not a Shiva theme. This is Mount Gagazet. I like One Lich's personalization of that, trudging up a snowy mountain to that. It's got those tribal drums. It's been, when you come up to this mountain, it's something that has been, you're sort of like, you've been on the journey for a while. I don't know if you're a quarter of the way through it or halfway through it, but the weight of the journey has started to take its toll. Kimahri, who's been quiet for most of the game, is now presented with his past and his arc and his chance to grow and move along and to face these people that are so much bigger and stronger and meaner than him. And I believe it's after you meet up with what's his name for the first time, right? The first sort of like big encounter with Sin or with the boss guy. Anyways, it's a heavier part of the game. It's when things start feeling really serious, or at least another serious moment. And it really fits with that. I love that pacing of it. You can like feel the snow weighing, slowing you down, the wind, the incline of the mountain. Works really, really well. I feel like Yuna might get drunk and try something with Kimahri, but he would be a gentleman about it and be like, ew, you don't have any fur, you're gross. Alright, this is from Final Fantasy again. Massive Explosion, DFFNT arrangement. I don't think it's a Shiva track, but it's another. Oh yeah, I see Shiva in the picture. This is, I believe this is another. This is another Shiva track. Oh yeah, there she is.
Chasing the light, I found a picture.
I find this track a bit of a mess. I mean, a lot of the Shiva themes are really all over the place. I think a lot of these spin-off Final Fantasy games are probably composed with not as much care or idea of what the story is, or maybe there's not even really a story. They're more of these spin-off games where people do encounters, as opposed to like a tight narrative of what Kimahri has to deal with in Final Fantasy X. This is more like, where are you going to fight? Boss. It's going to be a crazy battle. There's going to be a lot of crazy things going on the screen. Kind of like a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Tracks end up just sounding generic or not sloppy because the writing is so good. There's so much technical ability behind it, but they're sort of like directionless. It's just doing everything. It sounds like a boss battle theme where a lot is going on, but on its own, it's very there's so much in it to not really have much of a personality on its own. All right, next up is from Shovel Knight, Jake Kaufman. I guess he's the composer. A Cool Reception. Man, what a nice track. I think that is a perfect blend of... It's somebody shredding, really shredding, showing off what they can do, and having a lot of fun. But at the same time, everything is still placed in a very melodically meaningful place. The melodies are very interesting while being shredding, kind of like Jimi Hendrix. Like, this person is destroying the keyboard, but at the same time, it's melodic, it's memorable, it's emotional. This is one of my favorite tracks I've heard in a while. Yeah, it feels like you're sort of battling up and down some snowy, icy hills. And those high-pitched, 8-bit sounding synths, or whatever they, I guess it'd be like square waves, sine waves, whatever you call them, are so chilly and cold sounding. What a great track. Next up, Valkyria Chronicles number 4, The Crimson Blizzard. Yeah, I feel like it was very Star Wars. I was trying to think of, are those French horns that are doing that kind of warmer? Yeah, really John Williams inspired. There's a lot. It's very epic. There's a lot going on, but it still feels very organized. It feels very cohesive. It feels very emotional. I think it works really well. This is done really well. Definitely a lot of Star Wars influence, John Williams influence, mixed in with the more kind of choiry anime, maybe. That was a nice track. That was a hell of an adventure. Crimson Blizzard from Valkyria Chronicles #4. Next up, another Shiva battle theme from Final Fantasy Explorers. Pretty fun theme. When I'm listening to it, I'm just thinking, would this actually be a much better warm theme, like a desert theme, because of all the flamenco, the warm sort of acoustic guitars, and the percussion? I think what makes it feel icy is the really chilly, constant string, that digital string that is throughout the whole track. That's sort of moving. It's a nice texture, kind of above, and that's what gives it that icy sort of ceiling on top. And even that, the snare is that kind of like, almost like a metallic sounding snare. And I think that sort of takes away some of the warmth as well. Nice track. Next up is, this is exciting, an unused song #2. It's called From the Flintstones on the SNES. very icy, very snowy, and really fantastic. So yeah, that's what I found on Reddit from the composer. Them saying that they wrote it as a test for the music editing software they're using in the game, and they just had some space in the cart, so they chucked it on. It's really, I mean, you can hear that they're trying to explore lots of different sounds and effects on them, like different delays, and the way you can layer everything. But it definitely ends up sounding like a very ambient, something you'd hear in Donkey Kong Country. What a beautiful track. Right on the theme, and something that I'd never heard before, and really glad that I have heard in this really special piece. And what a crime that it wasn't used in a game and was just left for people to explore in the menu. But good thing that the game was so bad that people were so bored, they're like, maybe I'll just go in the menu. Maybe I won't actually press start and play this. I'll just explore this. Awesome. What a beautiful track. Next up. Oh no, Kingdom Hearts. It's going to be good. It's Kingdom Hearts. Happy Holidays Extended. I think this would fit in better with our Christmas theme for next week, but hey, it made it on the list. Is winter music actually flamenco music? Gonna be good. It's a Kingdom Hearts music, is what I really should say. I wouldn't want anyone to misinterpret what I'm saying. It's just every time I see that name Kingdom Hearts, its horrible logo, the title card, or the cover art with just a bunch of characters all jammed together that don't look anything alike, all these stupid keys all around it. And then I hear it and go, oh yeah, it is pretty good. And because this is probably one of the few instances where they could say, make a theme that sounds like a wintry Christmas town or whatever the hell it is. And that, the composer's like, oh, that makes sense. I can make that. Here's a fantastic Christmas theme. Because otherwise, could you imagine poor Yoko Shimomura having to compose, what? This is where the character tells them that there's actually 27 different realities and that they're going to go back in past and bring back a third of themselves. Could you write something for that? No one can. Next up, from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Route 216, Midday. I've been digging the Pokemon music in the last episode, so I'm excited for this. Oh, very Final Fantasy VII. That fuzzy synth bass. Again, this sounds more Christmas than wintry, with those sleigh bells. A great track for next week. This is very Christmassy. The sleigh bells, the happy theme, the bounciness, the carefree, everything's happy and it's a wonderful winter wonderland. Bouncy, fun synth bass. Not winter and ice. Nice track though. Next up from Spyro Reignited Trilogy Music, The Ice Cavern. I feel like we're getting back on track. Ooh. Now that's an icy, wintry, chilly theme. Yeah, one lich. I totally know what you mean. It's the way they kind of shimmer, like they're frozen. Like when you look at something that's encased in ice, you can see it and also its reflection in the ice, almost like it's kind of shimmering. Or like the shimmering reverb or echo of an icy cavern. This is really cool. Hints of Donkey Kong Country, but definitely doing its own thing. That was a really nice track. I wonder who did that. Next up from Skies of Arcadia, Ice Dungeon. Getting us even deeper on track. Oh, that icy cymbal. I mean, from the tones, from the effect, from the arrangement, from the instrument choice, everything about this sounds wintry, sounds icy. And then when that fretless or stand-up bass tone that they're going for comes in, bloody hell, so nice. Like you've got somewhere deep in a cavern, but you found a warm spot. And isn't that what we're all trying to do in life? Hunt around for a warm spot. That's probably one of my favorites for the whole week. That was really nice. Skies of Arcadia, Ice Dungeon. Who composed that one? Released in Japan under the title Eternal Arcadia. That was really, really good. Wow. Next up, Hero 6. I guess Heroes of Might and Magic. Winter Plains Terrain. It's using all the tricks. Rising wind chimes. Really breathy, windy synth. The tiniest little percussion. With either a reverb or a delay. Making it sound gigantic. Like you're just standing on top of a icy mountain. It's vast and open. Lots of the windy air able to just breathe right through. Beautiful track. Next up, Legend of Mana. 19 Memories of Running. Very Final Fantasy, eh? Very fitting track. A lot of tension. Like you've just heard some really terrible news on top of a mountain, or you've learned that an icy mountain is plotting to kill you. Or that global warming can actually make things colder. Nice track. This one's from Nier, the original, Snow in Summer. I love Nier music. The melodies and progressions he uses in the counterpoint is so dramatic, so like Rachmaninoff, so very classically dramatic. It's totally up my alley. I like Leo looks like one of those people that tan so much that their face is orange, but they have the white around their eyes. He looks like Donald Trump, but a nice version. Leo is his name. That was a really nice one. Very icy, very like direct. A lot of the winter themes we've been hearing so far and the icy ones have been more distant. This one is like right in your brain. Works really well. I love all the Nier music. Next up, Star Ocean 3, Till the End of Time. Oh yeah. Icy but friendly and warm. Really nice track. It's called The Desolate Smell of... It's called The Desolate Smell of Earth, so maybe not even originally intended to be an overt winter icy snow theme, but definitely has that feel. What are those, like with the woodwind instruments? The reverby angelic choir, and the reverb and delay on the percussion. Perfect pick. I don't know anything about Star Ocean either. PS2 game, apparently. Really, really nice. Next up, I think it's the last one. Sirchester, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Kirchester? Kirchester. There you have it, our top 20 wintry, icy, snowy themes. I'd say for the most part, they're all really nice. There were a couple that are definitely more of a Christmas theme, which is what we'll be doing next week, if you're watching the high-quality upload on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Check out our Discord if you want to participate. And bye for now.